Soy Peter Richards, Master of Wine inglés y periodista de prensa y televisión, entre otras cosas. Y me siento como the Godfather, como el padrino, ¿no? El padrino de vino, algo así. Así que me pongo un poco más relajado. Okay, ya.
¿Qué te sugieren los vinos gallegos?
Galician wines I find very exciting. So I guess excitement would be an emotion I associate with Galicia and its wines. Also maybe a little bit of mystery, I think, in a good and maybe not so good way, in that there's lots I'm aware I don't know. So I would like to know more, and it's kind of finding the time to get to know the wines better, both by tasting them, visiting here, but also seeing more in the market. And personally, I would like to see more Galician wines in the British market. I think they're wines which are, as I say, exciting because they are naturally vibrant, crisp, fresh styles of wine, and I think that's what I like. It's also what the market likes, because those are the kind of wines which tend to be naturally lower alcohol, which tend to be good with food, and those are things which I think the market wants right now. So yeah, there's a bit of mystery, a bit of excitement, and yeah, I think there's some real interest there. You know, varieties like Albarino, Godello, Treixadura, Loureiro. There's a world of intrigue and interesting indigenous grape varieties here and styles, which I think is exciting, and there's lots of potential. So I suppose potential would be another key word that I'd highlight as regards Galician wines. But potential needs to be developed.
¿Cuál crees es el futuro a corto plazo de los vinos en Galicia?
So what do I think the short-term prospects are for Galician wines? I would like to think they're positive. The wine world is competitive, and people have to fight to sell their wines. There is a chronic and endemic oversupply in the world of wine, and so everyone needs to fight to sell and to get their wines recognised and to have them be successful in the market. So I think short term, you know, Galicia is relatively well established, mainly through Albarino, I'd say, and its white wines. But I would like to see that develop, and I think it needs a lot of innovation, a lot of commitment, a lot of planning, how to get these wines better known in key markets around the world, like the UK, like the US, like China. And basically, Galicia needs to sell itself to the world. I think I was making, in my talk today, I was comparing New Zealand with Galicia. New Zealand is a really interesting example of a country which has positioned itself brilliantly. It's got premium pricing. Okay, it's a small base, it's a smaller producer, but it shows what you can do with the right marketing, with the right quality of wines, the right style of wines, you know, majoring on fresh, elegant wines, which Galicia has as well. I think there are some interesting comparisons to be made between the two. So I would like to think it's positive short term, but I think Galicia is going to have to work very, very hard to build on what it has in the market to improve its placing. Because as I say, I think, you know, I would like to see more, that both the whites and the reds, maybe even some fizz and other styles, but really, you know, Galicia needs to work hard to make that happen.
¿Qué aspectos influyen para tener una carrera profesional de éxito como la tuya?
So how to be successful like me? That's very kind of you to say I'm successful. It's lots of things, and none of them will come as any surprise to anyone who is working in this industry. I think patience, commitment, dedication, energy, positive attitude as much as possible. We all have professional challenges, but really taking a positive attitude is I think really, really important for yourself and for those around you, and I think it repays itself. A healthy thirst is always good, and I think an ability to work with people, to understand people, even in a career which, as a journalist, it can be quite solitary. I think you need to be able to talk to people, to interact, and really to make relationships work. And that's the same in any business, isn't it? But I think it takes time, and it takes, you know, it takes a bit of experience and patience. But you know, the rewards are fantastic when you do see the results.
¿Qué vino abrirías para una comida de negocios?
It would depend. It would depend on the food, first and foremost, and it would depend on the people I was with. I don't know, I mean, really anything. Whatever's interesting. I think whenever, I suppose, my wife and I, are in a business meeting, we will talk to the people we're with, find out what they're like, and then try to choose something that they will find interesting. I think, business, as I've talked about, it's about relationships. It's about understanding people, working with people to try to achieve a certain result. So I think, choosing the right wine in a business lunch is actually quite important, because you need to show that you're interested and that you can choose a wine that's going to suit everyone and be a little bit interesting. Wine is great for two reasons. One is it's a condiment on the table, so you need to find out what people are eating, and then you can choose the wine on that basis. But more importantly, it's something to talk about. It's something as a discussion where people can say, oh, this is interesting. And so you have to think about that too, to maybe choose something which is a bit different and a bit exciting to show that wine isn't just about maybe the classics all the time. It's about interesting products as well.
¿Y para seducir?
Una cena de seducción. Soy inglés, no puedo hablar de este tipo de cosas. What would make my wife laugh, I think, would be high up there. Wine's brilliant for so many things, and seduction is definitely one of the things which wine is good for. But I think probably the most important thing is not one style of wine. It would be to find out what the person I was seducing or trying to seduce would be interested in and would like, and then choose a wine on that basis. I'll tell you a private secret, which is that on my first date with my wife, I forgot to ask her what she wanted, and I chose. And that was, for her, that was almost it. That was almost the end. So I've made a mental note. Men have to learn these things slowly. But I think it's important to show that you're interested in what the other person wants and go with that. And frankly, I'm happy with any kind of wine, so it works for me.